Everybody wants to know what movie character I resonate with. Heck, some even go on to suggest that I am all over Mike Rose the way I practice law without a license, or Steve Rogers the way I wield shields to protect my loved ones, or yield such great power of confidence and leadership. They say that I smile in royalty like T'Challa, whatever that means. That I clown like Deadpool and still possess the sarcasm of Michael Bryce. That since I've got the temper of Bruce Banner, I smash these tiny words into fragments of poetry. That because I was born on the 18th of June, I too am a Gemini man, but I wonder, woman, will Smith finally sell his portable bone density scanner in the pursuit of happiness? That since my wife left to find her Independence Day, it seems the only thing I've been doing for Princess Alexandria lately is join the Suicide Squad. Hi people, how you doing? You good? Okie dokie, my name is KingTMC, as they have said it. Right. This I've never told her so. That I have sat in that one corner of my house almost every night trying to drown the pain with a bottle of beer. You should see that one corner that holds all the empties. I promise you the void will bring you fear. See, many a night I have pondered upon my fall, from the man that once stood up here and said, kings never fall, they just bless the ground. I seem to have fallen and broken more than just a tear with his bottles of beer. See, many a time I have resorted to poetry as my ultimate panacea. Lord knows I clown a lot, you know. I've been a joker. But riddle me this, if it was you in your darkest of nights as you wonder about your woman and the injustice that was robbing you of your joy, how do you formulate a ploy that reverses the collision of egos that buried all your happy days in a flash? How do you forget the doomsday that brought out your dark side? I step and woof this alcohol because I resort to beer in hopes of seeing things clear, and when I don't, at least when I pass out, the pain will be in the rear. Or at least I tell myself that because that's exactly what I want to hear. See, I've never been to China, but I've built a great wall around my heart. Impervious, impenetrable to darts, impervious to Cupid's arrows, so to those that pray. Tell Eros that I said he is a fake god. How dare he use me for target practice, shooting blunt arrows at my heart. Hasn't he ever heard that these days I am impervious to such needle pricks? So when such needle pricks, I put on my full armor. Is that what you call love in Spanish? See, because ever since she left, I've become a monster. Now I met Belle the other day, and she thought she could redeem this beast, but we are in hell, and I am the coal guy to head us his fire. I incinerate. Ask around how many damsels in distress have been distressed by my unrest because I've been depressed. And how can I have this pain suppressed when I have put out 1,000,000 battle cries through my poems, but they only cheered for me? Even the time I threatened to hang myself, they applauded the way I described my noose. Isn't that tragic? So tell me then, what's the use? But see, these days, I don't entertain such thoughts anymore. I've got a legacy to preserve, and a daughter that gives me hope, even though sometimes hope is fickle, like a raisin in the sun or a dream deferred. But you know, Langston heals me through poetry, so every time I write my wrongs. And I cannot say that I have completely healed, not even close, obviously. But if you think the pain is only a heartbreak from love, then you should try imagining these things, among other things. A 16-year-old boy who watched his grandmother die in his arms, who stood there and watched as his father battled for his life and almost kicked that proverbial bucket, who stood there at 13 holding back his siblings as his mother got beat and he couldn't intervene, who lost a brother when he was a child, and then lost a child when he was an adult, and then adulthood brought about existential dread. And I am stuck in a loop of existential crisis. Nietzsche says it's a good thing. But what does Freddie know? All he ever did was give me nightmares on Elm Street, and now I am convinced that without a bottle of beer, sleep is but a waste of time. But every time I look into my daughter's eyes, sit through my daughter's smiles, listen to my daughter's cries, and hearken to my daughter's chuckles, and every time she says, Dad, those right there are my therapy sessions. Okay?